for free people. We all are police people. Now that kind of story my people will listen to. Students not going to school, not bring the safety billion. Now people fall in the street, bring the safety billion. Paper people in the rain, bring the safety billion. Musicians stand up in the safety, bring the safety billion. We want a safety billion, so big and a zero. We want a safety billion for people in Locato. We want a safety billion, see heroes and carry people. That's why it's not a show. I'm fucking Jaraco. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. Traffic for culture where I was 50 billion. That's when that anybody to fair with the 50 billion. Not make a telling me stop for the 50 billion. Then you can tell us we not getting no 50 billion. Not making fun of what coming fun of 50 billion. For what for the me, second man, you come in. For what for security, the flying will continue. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. My elite. So we are, bring our money back. My elite. So we are, we want our money back. Yeah, MC Carol, I'm saying bring our money back. Stylish individual.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson Talk Show. Today, we begin the weekend. As we end the week this Friday, the weekend begins this week too. This very day. So this is the September the 3rd. We rise today to see New York, New Jersey, over Florida. We don't know what the death toll is yet. We see the tremendous harm that this weather conditions recently has done to our nation. What is there to come? From our people in Liberia, I keep warning you, take heed and govern yourselves accordingly. You see people in America right now looking for food and water. You see our agricultural system in jeopardy because of this weather condition. Things not getting better. And if you people in Liberia do not pay attention to these changing times and changing conditions and changing circumstances in the world, we'll suffer. We will suffer. So let's take a few minutes, reminisce on what has been happening over these few days, the lives that have been lost. I always like to take a minute or a second or so, not a minute, but a few seconds, just to pay our respect, share in the atrocities going on in these states with this weather condition. We see in Liberia things aren't getting any better, even without the weather condition. Our country is getting so bad. I mean, we are terrible. We wake up with news of the new chairman of the independent human rights commission being inducted in Liberia. Dr. Dempster Brown, no, not Dr. Counselor Dempster Brown, and his comments about rape, his comments about the increase in violence in our country, gender-based violence too, rape, sexual harassment in schools, in the workplace, all these things on the rise. Because there's a breakdown in law and order and discipline in our country. A serious breakdown. You talk about the mysterious deaths. How people getting missing in the country is becoming a norm. Because every day you get up, people getting missing. You see their children dead, people dead, their body parts missing. They talk about the death penalty. How Sierra Leone has abolished theirs. Liberia still has the death penalty. They want us to abolish it. They talk about consensual sex between gay adults and their rights in Liberia today as opposed to the laws of Liberia that's still on the books against gay rights. These are the issues we woke up to this morning. We also woke up to the People's Liberation Party and the new medical mobile program, the graduation of 50 nurses from the LPL Political Mobile School to run their clinic throughout Monrovia. So this is another effort by another political party, Dr. Chesson and his group. We'll see how that group fares with this mobile program. We also wake up with serious concerns of the problems in our counties that I will touch on in one of my lessons. So let me just give you an overview of my topics before I begin my topics, because despite the fact that we're going into election with hopes of change, with hopes of electing some leaders to replace the current leaders we have now, to bring us a better living and hope for future living conditions far better than they are today. Because even as we sit here today, the World Health Organization is looking into a new variant of the COVID-19 now called the Mu. Now we're going from the Delta to the Mu, and they're looking into that now to see how it's going to impact the world. But we have a lot of things to look at. We have a lot of things to look at. And let me start with my topic today. My topics are: 1, market, people, rice shortage issues in Liberia right now. 2, war and economic crimes court is a necessity. 3, are Liberia and Liberians safe and secure? Let's get into my topic. I told you, I said, as we're looking towards the electoral process and period, Liberian people are inundated with all the news and all the activities of this electoral process, we cannot neglect the peace, stability, safety, and security of the Liberian people still. In spite of all that is going on, we cannot forget that we have a country to run. We cannot forget that we have people that we have to take care of and lives we have to protect and save. Excuse me. I just drank my coffee. And we can't go on CCTV. People can't afford CCTV. The government has not guaranteed the Liberian people the type of safety we need during this period of violence, of increased rape and murder, and especially ritualistic killings. So let's get into my lesson. Because right now, our people are being neglected. A sector of our people are being neglected. And that sector of our people that's being neglected is a sector that is very, very significant to the health, to the hygiene, and growth of our nation. Our marketeers, the people that handle our food. For too long now, we have dwelt in bad hygiene, in bad sanitation, in bad health conditions. And these things got to start changing. And we got to, when we say change, we got to look to the foundation of where our food stuff come from. Food handling, selling of our food, ensuring the safety of our food products. And for too long, we have neglected our traditional people and our traditional marketeers. The people that sell our bitter ball and pepper and eggplant, and our traditional farmers and sellers. Now look at what happened recently. They moved all those people from Painesville. Look at the stench and nastiness that existed in that place. And the problem is still not resolved. They take the marketeers from there and put them in a wetland. When it rains, their whole product, the whole area is flooded. That creates an additional health problem that we don't need. No, this problem is still not resolved. And the corrupt practices of our government, our police, and our local authorities keep adding to the problems in our country when we don't need them. It compounds the problem when our leaders are neglectful of their duties and responsibilities. When you have duties and responsibilities and you don't attend to them, or you do it half-heartedly, you fail the Liberian people. Now you move the people from Painesville and throw them in Omega. And at the same time they're there, instead of ensuring that that area becomes feasible for people in the community as well as marketeers. Because if the place is not feasible, nobody won't go there to buy food, and that's the condition that's happening now. The place is flooded, the place is bad. Nobody wants to go over there. What's happening again? People ending up going back to Painesville, the same area that the government just moved the people from. And the part about it now, corruption has taken a toll on that area now. The police are collecting money for people to come back. You don't have money, you can't come back. So this is the problem again with our country. You have the poor people still at Omega in the Florida area. Nobody wants to go there. The marketeers got to be there, not making any market because nobody from the public going there. Either it's too far, it's too terrible, it's not conducive for marketing. Now you got the people with money who can bribe the police coming back and starting their business in the Painesville area that they just cleared again. Now the whole 6th and 2nd and 7th going back to where it was again, but in a corrupt area. Instead of people being able to go and start their market there now, you got to go and bribe the police. And instead of that place being cleared out as government intended it, it's going to be crowded again. So what the use of moving all those people from the market, George? What the use of you people bothering these poor people, uprooting them, causing them to lose their finances and their daily bread, and moving the people to an area that is not conducive, not physically, not socially, not economically, not in their best interest. So why you move all those people over there? Now the corrupt people end up coming back, bribing the police, giving the police another opportunity and another avenue to steal. And then we wonder why our country can't get better. Why situation, why there's no justice? Why is there no equality? Why there's no rule of law? Because when our country continue to behave and our leaders continue to do things like they don't know what they're doing, like they just get up on a spur of the moment and say, oh, we got to make some exciting things in the city today. Let's go break down all those houses there today. Okay, we'll go break it down. Create all this uproar in the city. Then the next day, the same people go back there. But now they got to pay the police. Is that how we find jobs to pay our police? We create situation where people can bribe the police? Is this how our government is paying the police? Because we got some serious problem with people getting paid in our country. Some very, very serious problem. They're not paying the people now, they're going to threaten them. Because that was happening at the Capitol building yesterday or day before yesterday, when the people protesting for their money, the police went there and tried to threaten them, tried to tell them they will arrest them. And the poor people were saying, oh, but for our own pay, you'll do that for us, you'll scare us for our own pay. So they're not paying the people. And this is not only in Monrovia. Up country is worse. If the people in Monrovia are not getting paid, what do you think about the people up country? It's worse. It's worse. But the people up country can't come to Monrovia because they ain't got no money. So how they gonna come to demonstrate? Despite the fact that you're not getting paid, there's the other reality to the fact that they don't have no money to come to Monrovia to bring the plight of their issues to the attention of the government. So here we are again. And it is so blatant. It is so blatant and wicked. And this got to stop, man. It got to stop. Because if our people in Monrovia can't get paid, if our people working for months in Monrovia can't get paid, how the people of country supposed to live? When from time immemorial, we know, all of us who went to school up country and interacted with people up country, we know that the people up country always one of the last people to get paid. Because they got to take care of all the Monrovia people first, who are in the majority before they start sending the people up country with the payroll and all the kind of things to pay the people. And here we are, the people in Monrovia not getting paid. Do you think the people up country getting paid? No. No. So that creates a serious problem for us. Then to top of that, they got a rice problem now. Because of the conditions, the weather condition, the ocean condition, all the things, supply and demand for food in Liberia, the rice part are not arriving. People accusing people of hoarding rice to raise the price. Because the shipment of goods for products, a rice product coming to Liberia, only a few people got that rights. The other people producing rice in Liberia, they say they're hoarding it. So yeah, we from one problem to another. We just bouncing from one problem to another. And that's not supposed to happen for our country. If we have good leaders, if we had competent leaders, this kind of thing wouldn't be happening. Yes, we know every country got their problems. And all of this, I further stressed yesterday. Climate is changing. America is being impacted by climate conditions that we have not experienced for centuries. Look at New York. Look at New Jersey. Those two big states are at a standstill right now because they say they had storms that they have in 100 years, every 100 years. But these things not happening every 100 years now. These things coming. Yeah, can you imagine? The people died because there were tornadoes all over, and they were telling them, get in your basement, hide in the basement. And while they were running in the basement, the hurricane was coming and the water was flooding the basement. And now they don't know how many people are dead in this country, in these states, because a lot of people live in the basement. The basement is a secure place for hurricanes and tornadoes and all these adverse weather conditions. So, yeah, we are. You got hurricane, you got tornado, everything coming together at the same time. Water spot, the hurricane and the water. That won't bring water into land too. So here we are, the people running in their basement to be safe from the tornadoes. They're shattering their homes and taking their cars and throwing it all over the place. But while they're running in their homes, the hurricane and the rain are overflowing the rivers. They're crossing the banks and coming into people's homes and killing people in the basements. Look at America's subway. New York. See the water pouring in the subway that will shut the subway down. Don't you think that all of this will impact Liberia and Africa and third world countries? Hell yes. Hell yes. Right now, Americans are looking for food, water, and all these places. Crops, Farm crops are not growing because of weather conditions. Then you got this top of it with this kind of hurricane and all the things, and the people in the city need food and water and all things too. And your thing, all of this coming to Liberia. This is just a heads up of far-sighted thing to tell you, my Liberian people, take heed, govern yourselves accordingly. Hard times are coming. Hard times are coming. You think it's hard now? Hard times are coming. And if our leaders are not prepared to prepare the Liberian people for these difficult times ahead, our nation will suffer. We'll suffer more than we suffer now. We'll suffer more than all the coups and all the dysfunctional lives we've been living. Just pure hunger. Pure fending for food would be a problem. So all these things need visionary people, far-sighted leaders to know that our marketeers are important for us today. And these people need a marketplace in every county. The government needs to build a marketplace for these people. We can't have our marketeers sitting in the swamp and in the dirt and nastiness selling food for the Liberian people. No, we got to take hygiene and sanitation and make it a priority now. So in order for us to do that, we got to take care of the people that sell our food, that produce our food. We got to take them from the slum, from the feces infested grounds and dirt, and build facilities to house our market people in every county. Every county needs a big market building. Yes, we can have small markets everywhere, but we must have a major market building, and not people with tables. When we travel to these other countries, when I travel to the Caribbean, when I travel to all these places, I visit their markets to see how they build the places for the people. Because we want to see these things. People that also want to lead our country and want to make life better for our people. When we travel to this country, we don't go to the beaches. We don't go to eat and hang out where the white people go. No. People that me, I go into the villages. I go see the people. I go interview the people. Go talk with them. Go see the developmental progresses. That may not be the same in Liberia, but we can use, because they are made for people like us. And these things are low cost. But if we go to this poor country and want to be the white people and go to the beaches, and we'll not see what these people got in their country that we can take to our country. And these are the things I do. So when I go to the market in Jamaica, in the Bahamas, and all these places, I go in the market and see how the people build their low-cost markets and see how they are located. And in those markets, they don't have wooden tables. No. When you build a market, you set up the structure of the market so that you can have cement slabs. And each marketeer can purchase a corner. So if we build a marketplace and we divide all the shelves in there and have floors, one floor for cassava and all these things, one floor for this other thing, one floor for clothes and things, and homemade clothing and all these things, we can sell those cubicles to people. And those people can own them for life and will them to other people who want to sell their market. who will do things. That's how people do in those other countries. They build these big markets, and these people can own the market spot. You have a little corner where your little metal stab, and everything is set up in your little corner. You come, you pay for it, you pay the government for it. It's a condominium. It's like a condominium. You buy it from the government. We have a market association that monitors all of that. You buy the space. You got your metal, your concrete slab. You don't need no table to put there no more. You just come and cover your slab and put all your things right on your slab. Fit all your little corner for yourself. You got your little corner. You die, you can will it to your people. Once you pay for it for the government. And that's what makes our marketing association so valuable and important, because then the marketing association got to hire people to run the markets, to ensure that people who pay for those cubicles for life get them for life, have the right of inheritance, to will, all those things. So people buy those things for life. So if a government build a marketplace and people come and buy and pay for those market cubicles, you own it for life, for you and your family. You can sell it. But all of that is monitored by the marketing association. That's their job. And it's a professional business. So it's not like a Suzu Club. No, it's professional. The government building, set up the marketing association. The association buys the building from the government and runs it. And the government monitors it to make sure that they run it according to law. That the elections and for officials and everything are in accordance with law. And our market people will never suffer. But we have to take care of these people that take care of our food. We got to ensure that our food is safe. And in order for our food to be safe, the people that are taking care of our food must be given the right and the opportunities to prepare our food well for market, to sell it to us. Rice. I thought we were growing rice in our country again. Now here we come again with the same rice shortages. What's happening with our country? I thought we were taking one step forward. What happened? What's happening with rice production in the Republic of Liberia? I thought we were moving forward. Jenny Cooper, what's happening with our agriculture? Why is there a shortage of rice? Commerce. Why is there a shortage of rice in our country? This can't be the case. This can't be the case. Somebody's dropping the ball. Somebody's negligent. Somebody's derelict. So, here we are again all over. And God bless a child that has his own. And that's why we need to grow our own rice. We need to move away from the importing rice. Yes, we can import it for foreigners and people who got big money. Because when you put rice to that and you got stable food and rice, we're growing our food, people eating our rice, local rice. If we importing rice, it's a delicacy. You got to pay a big cash for it. And our local people will not want to pay that kind of money because they got their food. So we got a lot of work to do in Liberia. We got a lot of work. Okay? I'll just leave it right there for now. But we need to settle this market business once and for all. We need to take strong measures of patriotic Liberian people, man, throughout our country. Monrovia is not only Liberia, and we get into that in my last topic. So let's move to my next topic now. We see we got all these kind of problems with shortages and these issues. But yesterday I listened to Spoon TV. I listened to Savannah Cephas, the Solicitor General. I got in there when you were talking with a boy named Jerome Verdier of the former head of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. And you were trying to tell Verdier, Cephas were trying to tell Verdier that a war crimes court is unconstitutional because it's of a foreign nature. And that's when I came into the show. I said, what do you mean by foreign nature? What's a foreign nature? You know, the people just like to use words. It's something that's of foreign nature. What foreign nature? Then he's telling Jerome that the war crimes court is unconstitutional because we have to change this in the law, we have to change that in the Constitution. And I'm listening to this man, I say, is this man Solicitor General of Liberia? This man need to go to jail. If Cephas is Solicitor General of Liberia and he talking all that crap and saying a war crimes court is unconstitutional, then he need to go to jail. Because how would a war crimes court be unconstitutional when the very foundation of the war crimes court is constitutional? The very foundation of the war crimes court is constitutional, which rests on the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So if the war crimes court is unconstitutional, then he's trying to say that the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is unconstitutional too, because the War Crime Court comes out of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which were established under the laws of the Republic of Liberia. And the President of Liberia submitted to it and were questioned. So how will anything coming out of the decision of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission be unconstitutional? How would it be unconstitutional? The War Crimes Court is not a permanent court of Liberia. It's a special court. It's a special court. Only permanent courts of Liberia need constitutional amendments. But for special courts that come out of constitutional formulated bodies, they cannot be against the Constitution. They cannot be above the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is the highest court in our land. So the War and Reconciliation Court, the War and Economic Crimes Court become a special court. It's a special court. It's an ad hoc court. It has a limited function and a limited duration. After the trial, the court is abolished. So how can the Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia come and make such a blanket and foolish statement? Because if you tell me that the War and Economic Crimes Court is unconstitutional, then the Truth and Reconciliation Commission is unconstitutional too. And which is that? So I challenge Cephas. He came, we were talking about, oh, I'm telling my wife, nobody can challenge me. Yeah, because no, I don't come on TV to challenge people. I take you to court to challenge you. Whether you just challenge you here and we just doing back and forth. Let's go to court and deal with it there and see how successful you'll be with this kind of argument that the War Crimes Court is not constitutional because it got international character. What kind of way my international character? What kind of word? That's something you just slept and woke up and say, oh, yes, it sounds good, international character. Let me just put it to my argument. But it don't make no sense. It's a losing argument. And he told me he was there waiting for Verdier to come challenge him. But sometimes when lawyers come and they're the center of controversy, they don't come prepared to go through the full fussing. That what lawyers can't be their own lawyers. They need to hire lawyers. That's why I was listening to them, and Verdier got mad and left. But I was listening to them, man, thinking, yeah. You see, I told you. I said, man, come on, get away from here, man. How the War Crimes Court would be unconstitutional when it's a product of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which is constitutional. So how can it be constitutional? And there's no way the War Crimes Court is above the Supreme Court. Because the War Crimes Court is ad hoc. It's just temporary. It's for a purpose. It has a mission. And the Supreme Court still has oversight. It still has oversight. It still has oversight. Because I don't think there's nothing in there will stop any appeal from there to the Supreme Court. But you can't go through any other intermediate courts. So from the War and Regulation Court straight to the Supreme Court. And that's the kind of operative. So the War and Economic Crimes Court is to lay culpability. And you still got to find a court to appeal to. But our other courts are too busy to pay attention to their war crime business. That's why it's a special court set aside with special people to come and look into this war crime business and deal with it and end it. While our other courts continue. Why they don't take people from the judiciary to come do this thing. They will find special lawyers, special people to come handle the war crimes court. That's a different kind of court. Okay? That's a different kind of court. The extent of culpability, the extent of legality, the extent of criminality, all those kind of things got to be interpreted by the Supreme Court that will formulate this court and give it the power to function. So, Mr. Solicitor General of the Republic of Liberia, I totally disagree with you. When you say the War Crimes Court, it would be unconstitutional because we have foreign international characters. I don't know what you mean by that. But our court came out of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, which is and was constitutional, which is and was participated it was a participatory forum where all people involved in our war could come and express themselves. Even the president of Liberia expressed himself. So there's nothing unconstitutional about that. There's nothing unconstitutional about a war crimes court for Liberia. Okay? The Supreme Court has to work on the modalities with the legislature or whoever has to formulate this court, and they have to work it out and formulate it to fulfill the mandates of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So this is where we're going from here. Now let me just get on my last topic. Are Liberia and Liberian people safe and secure? No, we are not. We are not. Everything in our country is centered in Monrovia. George Weah alone has 50 cars. There are no other cars for our government operations in the other counties. I was listening to Francis Doe talking about the police vehicles and logistics in the other counties. They are non-existent. All the police, I used to have one police car for the whole county. Lofa County, one police car. Nimba County, one police car. Sando County, one police. How in the hell people will function in a county with one police car? One police car. And the president got 20 cars secure with him. And nobody won't kill him. Who won't kill that dummy? Nobody won't kill the president. But all our county, we have no security. The police have not gotten paid. If the people in Monrovia can't get paid, the people in Monrovia demonstrating, how will the people of country get paid? Our lawmakers paying themselves excessive amounts of money in our country is insecure because our people are not being paid. What kind of government is this, man? How do people got our country running down to the ground? So there is no security in the other counties. The president got buses and things bringing people all over from Monrovia all year, and our other counties have no security apparatus, no logistics. How do people function? We gotta do better, man. We gotta do better. We got to. Our people not secure. And as he was saying again, these are the things that led to the coup d'etat. Our people up country not getting paid. How are this existing? So that means corruption is just terrible. That means all our roadblocks up country. The government know nothing about it. Police just put roadblocks there to collect their money from cars coming and going. Things happening up country have no bearing on what's happening in Monrovia because our lawmakers are robbing us blind. Our lawmakers, can you imagine that? The people supposed to be taking care of our country and saying, oh, yeah, even if I don't eat, let my people eat. They don't want to say, oh, we'll eat all. To hell with these bitches. We don't care what they're eating. We eating. That's what our lawmakers are telling us. Instead of saying, even if I eat, my people will eat. Let my people eat. They say no. Let the people starve. We got to eat. And this is the kind of government we got, my people. And we got the kind of government because of our people, man. We permit this kind of thing to happen. It was squeezing the people by the throat. It was stepping on their necks. These people, our country will change overnight. But we forgive sick people. We forgive them people. We all let alone people. And this is where it gets us all the time. Screwed. It gets us screwed all the time. But it was serious people and they didn't take no bullshit. You will see George Weah will wake up overnight and change our country. My class is done. My class is done. I can only advise you, my people. I can only advise you. Our market people deal with our food. They can't be on the ground, man. They can't be on the ground. Our world has moved from that level. Even in the Caribbean, older people got market for the people and shelves for the people. Why would our market people still have our food on the ground? And we see people that nasty people that Jefferson quoted them, ain't got no damn useless education, nothing. Running around, see the feces running all through our street. And look at the people got their lapas down with the food on it. Feces, all the thing running under it. And we got to go buy that food to eat it. No, no, no. We got to care for our food. We got to care for our food. We got to take these people over the ground and put them somewhere better. But that what happened when our leaders, them are dumb and they don't travel. And they just think they come and just imagine things overnight. Our rice, we need to grow our own food. We need to pay attention to our own food. People growing food in Liberia. So we need to eat it. We need to stop buying food from abroad and eat our own food. War and economic crime, quote, it's a must. It's a must. That sting of Prince Johnson, he can't be over us. Why you think we still there? He died. You think we scared of him? We're not scared of him. And we got to show Prince Johnson we're not scared of him. We're not scared of him. We're not scared of none of those damn warlords. Not even Edwin Snow or Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. We're not scared of y'all. And my children, we got to secure Liberia. That's our duty and responsibility. I'm out of here. Have a good day. I'm gone. I am gone like the wind. I am gone. I'll see you tomorrow. All my sorrows I got to put down for today. I'll see you tomorrow.